We'll go ahead and get started. Defensive line coach Marco Coleman. We'll open a round for questions for Coach Coleman. Kelly?
By the way, my mustache look a little freaky too, man, so we did the same thing.
I'm just curious, obviously you were gone for a year, but you came back and you had a lot of the guys you recruited. They're now kind of the older core of this defensive line. How easy has it been to kind of get them back doing the things you want and seeing their development as well in the intervening year and then the time you've been back?
Well, it's still a little, I don't want to say challenge, but it was still work in progress. Even though I was gone for a year, was new techniques that were taught. And they did them all, and the guys already did a good job of how to do that, but we're doing some things a little differently. So having those guys work, and I think, having the spring and being here and getting it going, they got even better here, and each day they're getting better and better. So, we continue to work, and that'll be the same process all through the season. It's just a continuous, work to get incrementally better each and every time we step out there.
On the weak side, you've had those three guys together now for the last 2 or 3 years, with Collins, Harris, and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Coach yesterday mentioned Noah. Is he one of the guys, as he's gotten stronger and put on weight, sort of, moved up in the pecking order there?
Well, we're still competing. We're still in training camp, and everybody's getting their fair share, 1s, 2s, and 3s, so no one's just solidified themselves. They're all really good players, long, athletic, all have playing experience, so it's just a continuous work. They're all going to probably play. It's just going to probably be week to week on who may be the guy that runs out there first. Really good players, and we're going to need all three of them.
Just a couple guys that transferred in. Am I saying this right? Ed Tenosa, is that his first name? And and then Eddie. How they've been looking, how they've been acclimating themselves to life as a Yellow Jacket.
Oh, they've been awesome. Their energy, the vibrance. They're smart. They're hungry. Everything about them. They're exactly what we had anticipated. They work hard. They exemplify what a Georgia Tech football player is. So, happy to have him.
Kelly?
Yeah, I was just curious, seeing Zeke, he's lost a lot of weight. It looks like he's moving a little bit better. Just, I guess, can you talk about just seeing that progression from the big kid that you guys recruited out of North Carolina that was real under the radar to seeing him start to be a guy that could be an ACC, contributor at defensive tackle?
Oh, definitely. Like you said, a big part of it has been the way that he's transformed his body. And it's, you can see it in his play. He gets to the ball more. He's even more stout, can sustain longer, in more plays. He's even, his attitude, he's even a little bit more aggressive. I think that his confidence has grown more now with all the positive things that have come along with the transformation of his body. So he's going to be a big part of our success, with him being him and what he's been able to do for himself.
Rod?
Horace is a kid that redshirted last year. Naturally, you didn't get to work with him, but what are you seeing now that you've had a chance to work with him so far, in the spring and now here in camp?
He's still a young player, and he got still fundamentals, and just like you would expect for any young player to have to learn. Just being big is just not enough inside. You got to have good technique, so you find that it can be a problem. But Horace is, each and every time we go out, he's getting better and better and better. So looking forward to him, also progressing and being a big part. You got somebody that's 330 pounds, man, it makes a big difference. And so, yeah, Horace, he's still growing. He's a young player that's still growing.
Let you talk about the head coach a little bit. What gives you confidence he's going to be able to, turn this thing in the right direction?
Well, Brent has he's got an opportunity to see what it looks like, been a champion, played here, and he's got passion for what's going on here. I got full confidence in him and his know-how because, one, he's humbled himself to understanding that, he's gathering counsel from those that have done it, and I think doing that is going to help him, it's going to help us, so got full confidence in him and his ability to be able to lead us to get what we need done.
Kelly?
Yeah, I was just curious about Sylvain. He just seems like a guy that maybe flew under the radar a little bit. You saw bits and sparks of that, and he obviously got hurt when you were first here. But just kind of what are you seeing in terms of his development, and maybe can he be a potential NFL guy if he has the type of season you guys think he might be able to?
I'll tell you, he definitely has all the physical traits. I think, you line him up and run a 40 and take his shirt off. He look like Adonis, he's strong. So all those things definitely, and he's still growing as a football player. This season, the things that we're doing, I think the way that we're coaching and the different style from last season, it's going to bode. I think it'll bode well for him to be able to do the things necessary to show that he has that NFL caliber type of talent. But that's our focus right now, is for him to be the best college football player he can be right now. That's really not something that we don't talk too much about that right now.
Rod?
Coach, yes, Saturday talked about, playing some of the freshmen to see, in that scrimmage, to see what they're all about. Was there anyone that caught your eye out of that group that's just come in this year?
Well, fortunately for us, we got enough depth with so many older guys coming that, those guys can continue to develop. The guys that came in on the defensive line, Ezra and Malcolm, then Big Bryson. Bryson, hasn't been able to get out there yet. But both those guys are still steadily, developing and growing. Not looking really, we'll see how things go. But right now, like I said, we got pretty good depth with those older guys, so where those guys don't have that stress, they can just develop. And that's all it's about for them.
Anything else for Coach Coleman? Kelly?
I was just sort of struck seeing Shameik and just like how big he is, and you guys obviously got him in early.
I forgot about Shameik. Yeah.
Just kind of what do you envision there? Is he a guy like can be a 3-technique tackle? I guess kind of how do you see his development?
Well, Shameik is one of those, again, he's got a big body, and we can continue work to develop, because he's still getting adjusted to his body, because he's heavier than what he was when he came in. And so, again, it's just that group, they're steadily developing, and we're spending a lot of time with them to get them ready, because you never know what might happen. Somebody like Shameik may have to play. So it's just a steady, approach to just developing those guys, understanding what we want from them, and them understanding what college football is about. I got a phone call.
All right. Thank you, Coach Coleman. Questions for Sylvain? Kelly?
I guess just how's the adjustment been to this camp? This is a little bit different than what you were used to, and obviously going in the afternoon in the heat, and obviously it sounded like Saturday was pretty rough in terms of the heat as well. Just what's that been like?
It's a big change. Personally, I've been doing the camp for 4 years down here at Tech in the morning, and then switched it up in the afternoon. I had to adapt pretty fast, because the heat and the humidity down here is crazy. So that was probably one of the hardest points, is just getting, not through practice, but being able to finish practice and being able to keep that energy with the other teammates. So it's probably one big thing. It made us work more. It made us see that being tired makes you lose focus and all the stuff that comes with it. So I think it's a great example for this camp, that we can see that we got to work on stuff, even though it's camp, so it's used to. But yeah.
Rod?
Has the nutritionist and the strength staff and so forth, have they been after you to keep your weight up and do the right things after practice is over?
Yeah, so we get breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then we get snack. But then also during the day, you can go get a shake. We have nutrition room availability right here. The new nutrition we have just for football is helping a lot, making the meals all You're not gonna come on one day and be like, damn, I don't know what am I gonna eat, because you're gonna go up and be like, okay, there's this and that, okay, there's that again. So you can eat already. It's really just working on yourself and make sure you get anything you need before practice. So hydration-wise, we keep drinking. They give us a water bottle, keep hydrating, make sure we don't cramp. Weight-wise, we get weighed in after practice, before lifts. So they're really trying to make sure we keep that same weight during camp, and if it's going down, making sure you eat a little bit more, or if you have too much, making sure you run out there a little bit more. So they're monitoring it pretty well. So it's something good.
Coach just said you certainly have the tools to play at the next level. I mean, are you thinking about that at all, or are you totally focused right now on this in this season?
I'm focused on this season getting better, like personally, like watching myself growing up during the past 4 years. Now this camp also, we always come back in the meetings, listening to what Coach Coleman says, even if it's another position, making sure I got the little notes too. Crafting, like perfecting my craft. I think this is one of the biggest point of this camp, making sure I do my job and I do it right, how Coach Coleman and Coach Thacker wanted for the defense. And so, yeah, that's what we're focused on right now.
How much has it helped having ET and Eddie to kind of come in with Josh? You had a lot of experience working with, but just having those guys to come in and push.
It's great because I mean, even if you feel the weather outside, if you get tired out there. I mean, it's going at it. You're not playing against nobody. You're going against somebody else. So it's a fight. Having Eddie and ET is really a great plus for us. It creates also more competition. So that's also a great thing, and having them on our side makes it like it motivates me more too, because I see them running, I see them playing hard, coming from a different school. They got in here and make them spot like everybody know them, like, so it's something amazing to have both of them on the team, and I think they're going to do great things. So it just helped me and help them and help the D line together. So yeah, it's a great plus for us.
You know, all the heat and humidity you've had to endure, and you've gotten through all that. Is that going to give you guys confidence, like when you go into a fourth quarter of a game and say, hey, you know, we've been through worse than this, you know, let's pick it up here?
I think it's really like all these moments we're going through right now. Somebody gonna have that little thing where it says, you guys remember that one Saturday during camp where everybody was tired? Man, this is it right here. And I think just because everybody went through it and somebody mentioning it at that period of that game, it's just gonna boost everybody back up into like, okay, we've done this, we've been through it, so it's time to just finish what we started. And I think it's something like really good for us to have experienced this, so we can translate it during the games, especially on the fourth quarter or even overtime.
I was just curious if any of the offensive linemen have caught your eye. You get a chance to go against them every day. Has anyone kind of impressed you with maybe how they've made some strides?
I think, I mean, I play a lot against Jakai Leftwit. I mean, this is somebody I would go through every practice. But I can say, like, from Corey Robinson too, when he came back from spring, I could see the difference in how he got bigger and how he playing better too. I mean, it's something that you feel on the D-line. It's like every time I go against him now, I got to be like, okay, let me think before I go do something, because I know how he got better, so now I got to make sure I'm better too. So, yeah. But, yeah, those are probably the two tackles. I mean, the one I play the most against, and I feel, I mean, it's a great thing to teach each other and get better together. So, yeah.
I was just curious kind of how camp's going. Obviously, it's a little more intense for you guys, and the bigger you are, probably the tougher it is with the temps and stuff. So What has it been like?
Well, I mean, it's definitely been an adjustment with previously we've practiced in the mornings, but we're in the afternoons now. But so it's been an adjustment, but I'd say the toughest thing is just staying mentally focused, mentally, like, having mental fortitude enough where you can push through the temperature. Like, on a normal day, I'll probably lose like 9 pounds, and over the course of the day, that'll weigh on you. So, I mean, it's just the mental part of it.
Across the line, you guys have played together a lot over the last couple of years. Can you see that helping you out there, you know, when you guys are out there knowing what the other guy's doing and, you know, that type of thing? Oh,
definitely. So as far as our chemistry, it becomes a lot easier with, like, making checks or making calls. Like, it becomes a thing where you can look and don't have to necessarily say anything, and just things along that nature where we kind of just more on the same page. So it's become a little easier for sure.
Hey, Daquan, Chad from the AJC. Apologies if I'm mistaken, but were you in a TV commercial recently?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. So I was in a Medicaid coverage for kids commercial, and a little bit about that. So it was just an NIL deal I had on the side, but well, basically I was just an advocate for kids without Medicaid and trying to get them coverage and get them insured. So that's basically it.
Well, did that stoke your acting flame? I mean, there's going to be more commercials. You're on screen a little bit more.
Hopefully we can get something else going. But no, it was definitely fun. I've never done anything like that, but so it was fun for me.
Kelly?
I was just curious kind of what you've seen from guys like Zeke. Obviously, he's in a lot better shape, and Horace, and just some of the other guys who maybe have played some but haven't played a ton yet, or could be playing bigger roles this year.
Yeah, no, definitely. We can see Zeke coming along well. He's getting prepared to have a lot more snaps, a lot bigger workload. So for him, like I said before, it's the mental fortitude, just staying focused, staying tough, staying strong. That way, when we face adversity in the season, that we'll be prepared for that.
What are you seeing from new faces that you could tell, the fan base about that they might be looking for this year?
So we'll have as far as D-line, we have Bryson Dixon and Malcolm Pugh, the two freshmen. They're coming along. Bryson's still getting back with us, but I can tell that he's going to be powerful. He's going to be a special kid. He's really, he got strong hands. Even though he's not with us, when he's out there, he's still coaching, still telling other guys what to do, even though he hasn't taken a snap yet, not even a practice snap. So, that's impressive to me, honestly. So I really like Bryson. And Malcolm, he's a real twitchy, real fast DN. So he'll help us a lot in the future, definitely.
Anything more? Kelly?
Just, looking at you guys, last year the linebacker group was the experienced group, that kind of was the anchor of the defense. It seems like the defensive line might be in that position now. Is that something that you guys expect or trying to push to maybe carry more of the weight as, they figure things out at linebacker, or you have new guys kind of mixing in there?
Right, no, definitely. So we did rely on our linebackers a lot last year with the experience we had in that room, but now it's kind of shifted. We have the experience, the leaders, the guys who've played a lot. So, no, we definitely understand that we have a bigger role. A lot of times we won't be bailed out or anything like that. It'll be on us for a lot of the games that we'll have to play. So we are prepared for that.
Rob?
You have Coach Coleman back, and he's getting help from a couple other assistants. What has that been like out there, having more than just one guy trying to coach you and maybe placing more focus on what you guys are doing?
No, it works well with Coach Coleman and Coach Baker, who's the assistant that's mainly with us, Coach Baker. So it definitely works well. They go hand in hand. As far as Coach Baker, he's an older guy. He actually coached Coach Coleman here, so he has a lot of experience. But right now, Coach Coleman's our position coach, so he has that secondary role, which you can still get information, get teaching techniques from him on the side. But Coach Coleman will get us right as well. So I really trust both of them. So.
Anything else?
I guess just imagine you're pretty happy you've trimmed down quite a bit, and with the heat of this camp and the way Coach Key's running, I imagine that would have been difficult a year ago. So just how's that been, the adjustment?
It's been really blessing that I was able to get out that weight. Give thanks to Coach AJ and his whole strength staff. They helped me get this weight down. I lost about 15 to 20 since last season. I'm at like 315 right now, so I feel real good, able to move, get out the ball faster, just react better.
Chad?
Hey, Zeke, what's the depth like on the defensive line? You got to feel like you guys are too deep right now, like 6 to 8 starters right out there.
Definitely. The depth, we got a pretty good depth. We got a lot of guys that's been here for a while, played a lot of snaps last year. So I feel like we're going to be able to rotate guys in, and you won't see a change. We're going to make some plays this year.
Horace is sort of in a position now where you started out. Do you give him any advice on how to, progress, from being a redshirt to finally having a chance to get out there and playing?
Yeah, that's that one more time. I didn't hear you beginning.
Say that again.
Now, Horace,
Horace.
do you talk to him about, what
yeah.
you've gone through? And
Definitely. Horace, he's coming along. He's basically getting there, him getting older, him taking coaches from Coach Coleman, Coach Baker, just listening to the older guys in the room. He's coming along very well. I feel like he's going to make a lot of plays this year, too, and help with the run stopping and pass rush.
I guess how much has changed just in terms of what you guys are doing? Coach Coleman, I said, has different techniques than you guys were doing a year ago, and just how much I guess, of that has changed for you guys?
I mean, it's not really a huge change. We had Coleman here before. He was with the DNs before, but we all was around him and knew him, so he just wants a physical D-line that's going to knock people back, create a new line of scrimmage, and make plays, and that's what we're trying to listen to him and do this year.
Right.
After the spring, did they sit down with you and say, we want you to work on this or that, and if so, how has that progressed for you?
Yeah, they did. They wanted me to work on my pass rush a little bit more, so just working on getting off the ball, getting that burst off the line, honestly, and really just working my hands and being a better pass rusher.
Anything else? Kelly?
I guess just how's kind of the chemistry now? Obviously, you guys have played a lot. You played with Taquan for a while, and Jason, and Machias. Just kind of how's the chemistry in the interior with you guys?
Chemistry really well. I consider all of them my brothers, really. So we close on and off the field, and that helps us in games and practice. Let us know that they got us back. So it's really helpful. I'm thankful for them guys.